This is the only clinic in a 45-mile radius that provides women in Missouri access to the full range of contraceptive methods. Nurse practitioner Kate Wagner sees some patients who are anxious that their reproductive rights could be further impacted with this upcoming election.
Good morning, lady.
Good morning.
Some of our patients would, show up and they would say, my device is due to be, replaced next year, but I want to go ahead and have it replaced sooner than that because I'm worried about, the politics changing.
Kate says one of the biggest challenges is not just getting birth control, but getting the right method.
If folks realized how much you have to go through to get birth control that worked for you, it's not just one size fits all.
Missouri was the first state to outlaw abortion after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
What is the culture around family planning in the state of Missouri?
I would say the culture of family planning in Missouri constitutes a lot of fear and secrecy. I remember somebody called the office and asked if she needed to rip her IUD out herself. She was so scared.
It was in that aftermath that Maggie Olivia tried to pick up her prescription for birth control.
I ultimately ended up leaving and without birth control.
Maggie, who now works for a reproductive rights group in St. Louis, said the pharmacist denied her prescription because they were unsure if it was legal, which it was.
How does that experience sit with you today?
It feels infuriating. It definitely felt like I was doing something wrong.
2 months later, she got pregnant and crossed state lines to get an abortion.
When you can't control the care that your body can receive, it's a devastating feeling of powerlessness.
Maggie is not alone. In a state where tensions have long boiled over reproductive rights, family planning experts say women face mounting barriers to accessing contraception because of post-Roe politics, sowing fear, confusion, and anxiety among providers and patients.
Politicians purposefully conflate abortion and birth control. Our polling shows that almost 30% of Missourians don't believe or don't know that all forms of birth control are legal.
That confusion, a strained healthcare system, and contraceptive deserts covering much of Missouri make accessing birth control more challenging.
Contraceptive deserts, what are they and why do they exist here in Missouri?
Yeah, so a contraceptive desert is where there is not great access to contraceptive services. People may still have to travel, 50, 60, 100 miles.
Say that there's contraception deserts. I guess I would respectfully disagree.
Denny Hoskins is a Republican senator and voted in favor of a bill that would have excluded emergency contraceptives from Missouri's Medicaid program.
They do have adequate access to contraception in Missouri.
But didn't the state specifically take action to not support funding for contraception?
We did. Most certainly. I don't think that it should be paid for by taxpayer dollars.
6 in 10 women in Missouri are concerned about elected officials passing laws that limit access to birth control.
I've been doing this work for almost 20 years and have seen the chipping away of our rights, and it was really focused on abortion. And then over the last few years, we've really seen birth control also become part of that conversation.
That's why family planning advocates are pushing to pass an amendment on Missouri's ballot this year. The constitutional amendment would ensure a person's fundamental right to reproductive freedom, which would include abortion and birth control.
It's really a proactive measure that will keep politicians from being able to restrict that access instead of constantly having to defend for our rights.
Had this constitutional amendment been in place in 2022, I would have never been denied birth control, would have never had to flee the state, I would have never had to keep secrets from my doctors. Everything would have been different about that experience.
She's one of millions who will vote on safeguarding contraception, also on the ballot in Maryland and Nevada. Dasha Burns, NBC News, St. Louis, Missouri.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.